Serious face, Victor. Serious face. And welcome back to another episode of The Average Uninformed. This week we are checking out Knives Out, a movie both Josh and I were very much looking forward to. So grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy. Turns out I was right. He is a filthy Cylon.
Yeah. You should trust your instincts.
Yeah, literally handed him the victory card. And he was like, no. I'm convinced that my friend would be the supervillain in like a Bond movie. He would have Bond, be like, nah, this is too easy.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Well, I have a flight to catch, so I really need to be at the airport at least 4 hours before the flight.
It's international flight.
So I'm going to take my private jet to the airport so I don't miss my flight. You just stay there all tied up and stuff. And got my best guy here. What's your name? Dan. Dan's new, but he's my best guy, you know. He's going to be watching you. Now be careful with him because he just got out of surgery on his neck. It's a very weak thing, so don't hit him anywhere near the neck. Not that you would because you're all tied up. Enjoy the death trap. Got to go. Flight. I mentioned it all. Okay, bye-bye.
Are you Borat?
Bofield. That was his accent, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch that. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, Josh, how are you? You look ready to go.
I'm okay. I'm in a pretty good mood.
Ooh.
Not to spoil anything, but we came out of a pretty great movie tonight.
Yeah.
So that helps things. No, I'm fine. I've been working out a little bit lately.
I noticed.
And oh, thank you. You can tell by the sound of my voice, right? No, I've been working out and I've been taking some vitamin D because I realized I don't see the sun anymore. And so that has improved greatly. I think it's been good for my mental health. You see a little bit of sun out of that, like what, 12-inch window? Yeah. No, it's like I get up in the morning and I walk the dog as the sun is rising. Mm. And then by the time I walk him again, the sun has set.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't see the sun. So I started taking some vitamin D and working out. I feel good.
It's a good combo.
Yeah. Yeah. Still eat terribly, but you know.
That's how you counterbalance
no one's perfect. Had a poutine at the theater tonight.
Oh, it was so good. I got one too. Did you get the pulled pork?
No, just classic with the green V beside it because it's a vegetarian, even though they're using beef gravy.
Maybe that's why it's V, because it's probably not beef gravy.
Well, how can you make gravy then?
Mushroom gravy.
It doesn't taste like mushroom gravy, but
you get pretty close.
All right.
Maybe it's just a bunch of salt and food coloring.
That's probably more likely. It's probably just a bunch of powder that they mix with some water over a stove. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Beef flavoring.
That kind of defeats the whole. Anyways.
You really need to get in with me about beef flavoring with all these like Impossible burgers and Beyond burgers and.
No, I'm just saying when usually it's beef flavoring, it's beef.
Right.
Do you think Cineplex is going out of their way for beef flavoring that is vegetarian?
You know how easy it is just to put a green V up on the menu? They don't need to check that. Who's going to be like, is that actually vegetarian? Or what pimply teenager serving you poutine is going to be like, you know what? We've looked into this and yes, we talked to the people at the factory. No animal products are being put in the gravy.
But it's Cineplex. I feel like they have enough of a reputation.
But not for that.
It's 2018, Josh. They could burn down and shut the company next day because someone pulled that V off.
Who's they?
I don't know. Some activist. Some sensitive child.
Like PETA?
Oh, fuck PETA.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. As I'm getting older, I'm getting more conspiratorial. And just being like, I mean, you could say conspiratorial, but like just
You don't seem to be able to.
you could say that, but it's really just I live in the real world now, where I think the worst of people. Where it's just like, yeah,
I've been
you
there for a
could
while.
go to the trouble and like spend a bunch of money and make a vegetable gravy, or we could just slap a green V up on the menu and people are like, oh, is that vegetarian? That's good because I'm a vegetarian. Man, this tastes so good. Why does it taste so good? I love it. Tastes like meat when I used to eat meat before I became a vegetarian.
Oh my God, there's meat in this.
No, they put a green V up on the menu. There's no way that there would be meat in this.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah. I'm just old and bitter.
Salty.
And I'm a truther.
What was that look?
A beef gravy truther.
I'll look this up later.
Victor, did you know that the earth is flat?
Son of a bitch. I tell you, my friend and I used to join like flat earther forums back in high school just to like troll them.
No.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many of those existed back.
It's something of a following. That's the kind of thing though, where it's just like, do you really think that people are this organized? That every single picture of the planet from space has been faked?
Yeah.
Like
They go hard on it.
Some point, someone would have talked, right? Someone would have said, you know what?
You know what, Josh? There's also very many pictures of the Earth looking very flat.
Yeah.
The government hides it. You know, they're very good. They work with China and Russia. They get all the internet. You know, they filter it all out. So it's only spheres that show up.
Yeah. And everyone on the planet is in on it, right? Except for the truthers.
It's because they're idiots, Josh.
All the governments have gotten together and been like, you know what? This whole Earth being a sphere thing, like that's much better than the flat Earth.
Wait, what's the end goal?
Exactly, Victor. There's no benefit to lying about why the Earth is flat.
Ah, shit. Well, you always argue like, you know, is it round or is it flat? But like, what you never talk about. What's the point? What's the point of it?
That's the whole, like, that's where the whole thing comes apart. It's just like, okay, you're right. The Earth is flat and everyone's been covering it up. Why?
Yeah.
There's no good answer, Victor.
Maybe that's how they're justifying all these expensive air flights. Oh wait, that doesn't make any sense either. Because it's flat, you have to fly east or west. You can't just, loop around. Or can you? What?
I don't understand how geography works on a flat Earth. Because we all know that Christopher Columbus,
he
came over. He had that grand theory of going west instead of east to get to India, and we all know what happened to him. He fell off the edge of the earth
and found America. Oh shit!
Wait, are we on the other side? Is there two sides to the flat Earth? Is it like a
upside down?
Yeah, are we the upside down to Europe's right side up?
Maybe Europe's upside down because they look like trash.
Why would we say across the pond? That's a stupid point. I don't know. The point is, flat earthers are stupid. Dude, with two O's.
This is the conclusion we've gotten to. Yeah, we skip the news. Just jump right to the movie.
No. We got news, Victor.
Do we?
Yeah.
All right.
Victor,
yes.
I'm just looking through. It's all comic book movie news.
Well, the ones I sent you.
Oh, okay. There's Home Alone reboot.
Yeah.
There's a Home Alone reboot filming in February.
Why?
Why not? That's actually one I'm not like, don't touch it. Like it's I don't know.
It's gotta be really good. Like,
sorry, did you say it's gonna be really good?
It's gotta be really good.
Oh,
because like back then he didn't have the resources of a computer, a phone in his pocket.
Oh, that's a good point. Kids are so smart these days.
Mm-hmm. What is like? Not
that Kevin McAllister was not a genius in himself, but I'm just, yeah, you're totally right. Like at any point he can pick up his cell phone and be like, Mom, where Where are you? I think you left me home.
Shit. Turn this car around.
Right? Not to mention like the amount of parents that have low jack on their kids.
Also, like, kids are smart, especially with technology.
Right? Like,
what, is he gonna up against like fucking some 60-year-old douchebag?
what do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Guy enters the house. Oh, what's this computer alarm thing?
Yeah, that is like
the age gap and like the gap between like technology and people who don't use technology.
It depends. I guess you have to really nail the proper age for the kid, because like one of the great things about the original Home Alone is that Kevin can't call the police because then they're going to know he's home alone and he thinks he's going to get in trouble for that. Right. Because that's just like
was that the thought process of it?
I mean, I think that's implied. I may have gotten the wrong message from it, but like there was something about like he couldn't call the police because he thought he would get in trouble or something like that. But anyway, the point was it was flawed kid logic.
Right.
Right. And so you'd have to nail the age, right? Like you'd have to pick the perfect age for the new Kevin.
It's an 18-year-old.
Cause like, yeah, you need like some reason why he thinks he shouldn't email his parents or something like that. Cause like, even if you make an excuse like, the cell phone tower is down, you can't get any calls out of the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Like most kids would be like, well, maybe I could email my parents. Maybe I could email.
Or maybe I'll just go in dad's safe and grab that loaded gun and take care of this myself.
Shoot a burglar.
Did you say a booger?
I was going to say burglar, but it came out booger. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. You know what though? Yeah. I don't have any, like, I really like the original Home Alone. I have fond memories of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. But yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Suck brick, kid. But I don't, it's not saccharine to me that it's like, no, you can't. How dare you? Like, you can't touch it. Like, there's been 8 sequels or something like that with new kids every time. And
wait, really?
Yeah, I think I saw one where the kid had chicken pox, and that's why he was home alone. And like spies were coming into the house because
kids under house arrest.
There you go.
Wait, isn't that a movie already?
I think that's the movie Disturbia, starring Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's on.
Which is a remake of Rear Window. Anyway, yeah, I think you really need to like nail. I'm going to start the sentence over. Right. You really need to get the age of the kid right, not nail the kid right. You really need to get the age of the kid right, because there needs to be like that flawed logic of like, I can't call for help on this. I can't do the obvious thing of go to the neighbor because he's a scary shoveler.
Maybe the burglars have like just knocked out electricity and all technology in the neighborhood. They just hacked into the system, just EMP'd everything.
You telling me the wet bandits have access to an EMP?
Oh yeah. They stepped up their game.
They're robbing mansions out in Chicago. They have an EMP and they're just like, you know what we should do over the holidays? Break into some rich people houses. Although they were crafty, because remember how they set it up? Because what was Joe Pesci's character? Was he Marv or Harry?
Marv.
Yeah, he shows up in a police uniform, right, to case the house.
Yeah,
because he's like, he goes in to warn them about burglars, but he's the burglar. Wolf in sheep's clothing. It's a genius plan.
Yeah,
dude, Home Alone was awesome.
Yeah, I gotta watch that again.
Yeah.
Do you think they would cast I can never say his name right.
Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin. Yes.
I wonder if they'd probably reach out to him. He doesn't really do acting stuff anymore.
No.
So
Did you see that picture that was attached to that article?
Yeah. He does a lot of guest spots on like internet shows now.
Oh.
Like he's been a frequent collaborator with Red Letter Media, the Plinkett Review guys.
Sure.
Anyway, yeah, he has a weird energy now as an adult.
Strange man.
Yeah. I still think of him as a kid. Like I look at him as a peer now, even though he's probably 10 years older than me.
I wonder how old he is.
He's probably like, I want to say like 37, 38.
Next
Could he be
test.
40? That'll make you feel old.
Wait, you're gonna guess his age?
Let's go with the safe bet of, are we doing Prices Right rule?
Yeah.
If I go over, I'm out. 37.
Dang it, 39.
39 years old. Man. Good for him.
He made it.
He made it.
Being left home alone, what, 3 times?
Twice. I don't think he was in the third one. I think the third one was the chickenpox kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't remember a third one.
I guess if there was third one, you'd have, child services show up.
Yeah, right? Like, this is the third time you've lost your kid, Catherine O'Hara. We're taking him.
That would be a reasonable step for him.
Yeah, so I doubt he would do it unless it was they like roped in his
he was the
director
kid
friend.
Page Master?
Yeah, man.
What?
He was also the good son, except for he wasn't the good son.
Oh, well, that was a spoiler.
Yeah, he was in lots of stuff. He was Richie Rich as well. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Shall we move on, Victor?
Yes, I believe we should.
I only have comic book movie news. Do you have anything else? No. No. Want to start with Marvel or DC?
Let's do it, DC.
DC. Got lots of that. John Turturro has joined the Batman as Carmine Falcone.
Is that a good cast?
I don't know. Like, he could play it, but it's just not the first actor I would go like, yes. Do you remember his character? Like, he was in the Batman Begins.
Yeah, I just don't remember. I'm trying to picture the actor.
You know what? Like, John Turturro is a great actor. Like, I have no doubt he can handle it. But like, just a bunch of weird castings for this. It's almost as if he's like, they're casting the character on the page, like that's been written in the script and not what reflects the comics over the years. So,
oh yeah, this guy, the weird dude from the Transformers movies.
I mean, he's done lots of other high quality stuff, but yes,
that's the first one that comes to mind, unfortunately.
I mean, he was in Barton Fink and Big Lebowski.
Zohan. Yeah, these are the first ones that come up. Mr. Deeds.
Okay, he did a few bad movies with Adam Sandler. Leave the guy alone. Game Show, I think that was that one's called.
Oh, he's the weirdo from the Big Lebowski too.
I just said that.
I wasn't listening.
Of course. Yeah, you don't mess with the Jesus. That's him.
Wait, the Jesus Rolls? 2019?
Yeah, that was a spinoff that he was in.
Makes sense.
Anyway, John Turturro playing Carmine Falcone. That's just another villain they've added. They really are getting a who's who of Batman's rogues gallery.
I wonder if they're like playing this into taking a what was that? Was it Arkham Origins? I wonder if that's what they're playing off of, because that's kind of where.
Oh, you mean the video game where like Black Mask hires a bunch of assassins to kill Batman?
Mm. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I don't know. There's rumors that they're filming multiple ones at the same time.
Get out of here.
Which I don't know how true that is.
That doesn't make sense.
I think that's just someone in response to like, man, there's like 8 villains in this movie. They must be filming 2 movies.
Some idiot that doesn't know how movies work.
Yeah, like, hate those guys. We're not them. You know how movies work, right?
I feel like I know enough to not come to stupid conclusions. It's probably not. You know what? If he's right, no, never mind. I'm not even going to take that back.
All right. Victor, Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad are most likely going to be rated R.
Okay.
Birds of Prey coming out in February. The Suicide Squad, I think not till next November. I can't remember when that one comes out. But the one that James Gunn is doing.
Suicide Squad.
How do you feel about that, Victor?
Oh, it's fine. I don't care.
The Suicide Squad makes sense to me, and it's like for like they're in production right now. Like the Birds of Prey one, if it was intended to be rated R, then I'm on board with it. But if it's just like afterwards, they're like
just for the sake of it.
Yeah, it's like Joker made a lot of money. Let's make it rated R.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the thought process.
Yeah. So
tossing a few more curse words, good to go.
Yeah. We'll just do it in ADR. It won't be weird at all. We'll add some CGI blood. Great. The Green Lantern Corps movie is still a priority at Warner Brothers.
You know what? I'd be interested to see a better version of that done.
Than what? Than the Ryan Reynolds one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is a sequel to that. Like they kind of talked about it when way back before Justice League came out, when they announced like all the spin-offs that they're going to do, like the Flash movie and the Cyborg movie and Wonder Woman, blah, 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 blah.
Flash.
You want to talk about Flash?
Wait, is there news?
Oh, there's news, Victor. Camera's unlikely to roll until 2021 because Ezra Miller's busy filming Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, man.
Where are they?
Didn't he die in the last one?
No, he turned out to be like the Jesus Dumbledore or something like that, right?
Jesus Dumbledore.
Wasn't he was like the secret brother or something like that?
Man, I don't remember those movies.
Yeah, that was one of our first episodes that we did. One in our first
rounds.
First run, yeah. Couple episodes.
It was like 10? Before 10.
I don't know. Aquaman 2 is probably going to film in 2021 as well.
Makes sense.
And
so I guess they are just doing a soft reboot
of
like the DCEU.
I don't think so. Well, I mean,
just not going to do a Superman, not do a Batman, do all these shit characters.
Right. They're not going to do a Ben Affleck Batman. We have no idea when this new Batman takes place, whether he's going to be.
I wonder if they're just going to be like, hey, don't worry about that last Batman. This is the new Batman. Don't worry about that Wonder Woman. She's still the same Wonder Woman.
Speaking of new Superman, Victor, there was talks at one point that Michael B. Jordan might be the new Superman.
What the fuck?
What's wrong with that? It's because he's black, Victor?
Yes, that's exactly why.
Oh, I see. Didn't realize you were racist.
Well, when it comes to casting,
Victor,
I am.
He's an alien from outer space, Victor. What does his skin color matter, Victor?
Because it does.
All right. Racist. Can't believe you.
Hey, man.
You call yourself a minority. I'm supposed to be the racist one, Victor. Historically.
Oh, yo. Don't talk to me about Chinese.
And J.J. Abrams is apparently going to be talking with the studio about a way to modernize Superman. I think that just means that, like,
is he just going to redo Superman 1?
I hope so. Like, if like that's like the best case scenario for me. Like, I don't like if they're going to do another Superman movie, which at this point I'm like, I don't really care if they do one. Redo Superman, the movie. The movie was great.
Yeah, they redo that scene where like Clark finds that little like crystal in his little ship and he throws it to the North Pole.
Yeah,
and that's how the Fortress of Solitude forms. What a dick! Imagine that land in someone's front yard.
He knew what he was doing.
I don't think he did.
He was a Superman. Last bit of news, Victor, and then we can get into this movie. Black Panther 2. This is strictly rumor.
All right.
This was broken in quotations by Charles Murphy, who is a fairly reliable Marvel scooper. I don't know why that sounded funny coming out of my mouth.
Scooper. All right.
One who scoops for Marvel.
We're children.
Anyway,
we're supposed to be 30 years old, giggling at Scooper.
Anyway, Charles Murphy has said that he's heard this from one of his sources who has been reliable in the past, but he cannot confirm it with any of his other sources. So he's saying this isn't a hot scoop or anything like that. This is just a rumor that he has heard. But Doctor Doom may be the main villain of Black Panther 2. And it would be based probably on Doom War, which is in a comic series where Doom invades Wakanda.
And I wonder if that's kind of how they introduced the Fantastic Four. Most likely.
I don't think you need to tie them to Doom right away.
No, but
that's a lot. Because, like, here's the thing. The rumor that I like, is that Namor is going to be the main villain.
Yes.
But I was thinking about it, and it's like, that's a lot to like introduce Namor and Atlantis and give him some reason why he feels the need to invade Wakanda. Whereas Doom, you can just be like, well, he's an evil dictator. This is Latveria. This is the country he rules.
He wants the exact same difference.
But no, but like it, you know what I mean though? Like, yes, Latveria is a fictional country, but you can, it's easier to believe. And by the way, there's a secret city under the ocean that's very much like Atlantis, but it's not. And there's a secret underwater people. And for some reason, they have a problem with this particular country. Whereas it's much easier to buy if it's Doom being like, you guys got vibranium? I want it. I'm coming to invade you.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Yeah. And plus he's a through and through villain. And like, cause the whole point of Namor is like, I hate the term anti-hero, but like
maybe they just introduce Namor without Atlantis. He just has an army and Doom is in the background manipulating the two. We can both of them take over both.
So how does he manipulate them, Victor? What's his grand plan?
I don't know. Yo,
maybe he could like send pictures.
King of Wakanda was there and he was like, yo, you underwater people smell like fish. And he was like, nah, girl.
He could send him like some post-dated checks that say like, have written in red pen, you let your family die.
I see where you're going with this.
Kidnap Namor's mom.
Black Panther will sneak in and he'll find a bunch of like video clips and pictures of other new Avengers members.
Yeah.
And he'll send them all emails.
Yeah. Be great.
Turns out they have a mother with the same name.
Yeah. It's Bakimbe. At the end of the movie, he's over Namor with a Wakandan spear. Which is his only weakness. And he says, you're letting him kill Bakimbe. Why did you say that name? Except for Black Panther wouldn't deliver like that. He'd be like, why did you say that name?
As he's like stabbing the spear into his throat.
Oh, yeah, I'm down for BPV Namor Submariner. BPV.
Do you think they would go the route of just Spock and tidy whiteys that are green? You think they would go? Wait, what's Namor's modern outfit?
It's a pair of black pants and a black vest. He still shows his bare chest all the time because he's like, I got the swimmer's bod. Check me out.
He's like a male stripper.
Yeah.
Oh, that would not fly on screen.
Well, he's got gauntlets too. He's got not gauntlets, but you know, like the golden armbands, like bracelets.
Yeah,
like the Wonder Woman bracelets.
Yeah, this isn't helping his case at all.
And he carries a whip. Oh, wait, did I mention there's tassels all up and down the side? Helps him get through the water.
He's got this tiara.
And also, at any point, because he needs to swim through the water faster, his clothes, tear it away.
Actually, before we get into the movie, episode 3, Mandalorian. What do you think?
Ooh, you know, it seems so long ago that I watched it. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot.
I think this might be the best episode so far.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, you know what? I still think the first episode was better, but this one had a lot more Mandalorian lore, which I liked.
Mandalore. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, I think everyone and their grandma saw the turn coming that he was going to save Baby Yoda. So I don't think that was a surprise to anyone. Mm-hmm. Best way to play it, though, get the money first and then screw them over.
But, you know, when Mando goes to, he doesn't actually have a name yet, does he?
No, he doesn't. I doubt he will by the end of this thing.
When Mando's like sitting in his ship and he's getting ready to leave and he like stops for a second to like look at his little like shifter that's missing the little like ball.
Uh-huh.
Like my roommate and I were like chanting like, save Baby Yoda, save Baby Yoda. And then we cheered when he like turned the ship off. Also, I got a name for Baby Yoda because he's not really Baby Yoda.
No.
He's like a child Yoda. Choda.
You know what the real reason though why he went back to rescue Baby Yoda?
Choda? Yeah.
He's gonna reprimand him because he didn't put the ball back.
Just go and whip him?
And he's gonna go get him, bring him back to the ship. He's like, see what you did? Took me 10 seconds to put this back on. Could have left this place.
He beats him with the jumper cables.
No, he beats him with a bag of oranges.
Oh my God.
Because it teaches him a lesson, but doesn't leave a mark.
What? Those definitely leave a mark. It's a bag of oranges.
Oh boy, Victor. I think we should move on to this movie.
Fine.
This is yeah, let's do it. So Victor, we went and saw Knives Out tonight.
Yes, we did.
Boy, was it good.
Oh man. This is one of those movies that like you kind of have to go in fresh. No spoilers, nothing. So actually,
thanks for listening.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is one of those movies that you just shouldn't spoil for yourself because the mystery is the movie.
Yes.
I don't think you would get the same enjoyment out of it if you knew what happened and how it played out, or even who the culprit was. That
I think, I was going to say that I was expecting some of it to play well a second time, but I'm wondering now if it will, if you know,
like on the drive
really
home,
happened.
Like on the drive home, like I was thinking, I'd probably find not seeing that movie again. It was really good. I would like to see it again, but like, I don't know if I would get the same enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, but you don't watch good movies again.
That's true. It's a terrible curse.
Okay, so I've been excited for this movie for a long time. I don't know if you remember this. You don't because you're Victor. But
wow. All right.
That's what Victor means. One who forgets. But this was actually on my most anticipated list for 2019 when we talked about it like last January.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember that.
I ended up taking it out of the edit because at that point it was just the cast was listed and the title. And there was no trailer, there's no plot, synopsis or anything, but just based on the cast, I was like, oh man, this movie's gonna be awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. So I ended up taking it out of the edit because I was like, no one cares about that, Josh. And if you want, I can play the tape, Victor. Should we play the tape? We'll play the tape.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Good, because I don't want to look it up. But yeah, so I've been excited for this movie pretty much since like they announced the cast for this.
It is a good cast.
Mm-hmm. Should we break it down?
Yeah, you got Captain America. You got James
Chris
Bond.
Evans, Daniel Craig.
That lady from Halloween.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Tony
Collette. Michael Shannon. Lakeith Stanfield.
That girl who killed herself.
Catherine Langford.
Bill from It.
Don't know his name.
Oh, I gotcha.
Anna de Armas plays the main character, who was in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, that's what I recognize. Wait,
she was the
was she in? Wait, no, she wasn't the girl in Star Wars Rogue One, was she?
No, that's another vaguely British.
It's the hair,
brunette.
It's the hair that gets me.
Yeah, yeah, just huge cast of immense talent, and they all played their parts really well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's stop here because I feel like I'm not going to be able to go further without letting something slip.
Yeah. Spoiler time.
Well, yeah, before we do that, if you're listening this far and you haven't seen the movie, I'd say we both recommend it.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good movie. Very good.
Very, very, very good. And yeah, if you're leaving now, thanks for listening. Come back after you've seen the movie and hear our thoughts on it. But otherwise, you don't care about spoilers or you've seen the movie, welcome to Average Uninformed After Dark. Spoiler time.
So, should we go through the plot real quick?
I don't know if I can. It's so complicated. Chris Evans did it.
Yeah. Captain America killed that old man. Nah, not really. No, that was proper suicide, actually.
Yeah, it was. He was ended up being arrested for killing Fran, the housekeeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, this movie, if you don't know what it is, it's there's this guy named Harlan who is a mystery writer who's like the patriarch of a family, like 85 years old, I think, and he dies by apparent suicide, but there's a detective involved who thinks it's a murder, and so everyone in his family is a suspect, but his whole family is kind of like a whole different bunch of different cast of characters, and they all have their own different motives. So it's very much like a good murder mystery, like where you're just always guessing throughout, and that's the plot without ruining the plot.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's basically what the trailer would tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, the trailer was nice. It didn't really reveal anything.
Nope.
It's not a Sony trailer.
I did get the KFC joke in the movie.
That was good.
I didn't get it in the trailer.
Oh, really?
No, because I was like, that's not funny. Like he just took three, like, he just took another. And I was like, I don't know why I didn't make the connection that Daniel Craig was doing a Kentucky accent until the movie. And I was like, oh yeah, that it was like within 5 minutes of Daniel Craig being on screen, I was like, oh, that's what the KFC joke means.
Oh, okay. A weird accent for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting because then you get to do like the wide vocabulary and just like the weird way he puts sentences together.
Yeah,
like you can kind of get away with that if he sounds like he's from the South. So
adds a bit of sophistication to his.
Because like if he had like a thick Boston accent and he was using all those same words, you'd be like, "What a phony this guy!"
There's no way those guys in Boston know those words.
Just imagine him being like, the game's afoot. Nobody step on this rug.
Did you see did you have theories at the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
Who did you think killed?
This movie is extremely well written. So there's not a line of dialogue that isn't set up or pay off for something else.
Yeah, I was really surprised about that.
Like there were some things, like there were some really obvious ones, like when Harlan said something, like he was describing Ransom and he was just like, yeah, he wouldn't know a stage knife from a real knife or whatever. And you're like, that's an oddly specific thing to say about someone.
Yeah.
I bet you that's going to come up later.
Well, like he said that and I was like, wait, wasn't there a chair of like knives behind that lady? And that's going to come into play.
It's weird that out of all the knives he grabbed, because they were all very real knives, he grabbed the fake one.
Yeah, because like there's a few in there. There was a scimitar there. That's not going to retract.
There was meat cleavers.
Yep.
There was just a hand axe, like
a hatchet.
A hatchet.
You imagine that's the only fake knife.
That's what I got from it. Just a bit of bad luck on his part. What was I saying? You asked me if I had theories.
Yeah. Who do you think it was at the beginning of the movie?
I thought it was Harlan, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because they play up. He's a mystery writer mogul, and I thought he really hated his family.
Yeah.
Maybe he just received a diagnosis that he only had a few weeks left to live or something like that.
I see.
And so he's just like, as a final screw you, I'm going to create this elaborate suicide that looks like a murder. And so my family has to go through hell and eventually one of them will be arrested for it or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then he was the one who hired Daniel Craig, which was Blanc. Blanc. Yeah. Cause like there's little clues along the way that kind of supported my theory too. Like the fact, like he was just so chipper about the morphine thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, what would be the symptoms be? And she like was listing them off. And one of them was sweating profusely. And that entire scene, I was like, he is not sweating profusely. She did not inject him with too much morphine. Well, he was saying that she was like, I gave you 100 milligrams of morphine. He's like, well, how much are you supposed to give me? Just 3. And he's like, okay, well, what's supposed to happen now? And then like, she was like, you're going to start sweating profusely and doing this. And then in 10 minutes, you'll die. And he's like, oh, I'm going to write this down. This would be a good thing for a mystery novel or whatever. Yeah. Right.
I was surprised. I thought that book would have came up again.
Yeah.
Like the way he was writing in.
Yeah. So I thought it was him. And then so I thought he had intentionally switched them so that she would think that she was involved for some reason.
Just to screw with her.
Yeah. Because he's like this jerk. Like it fits because like everyone else in the family is kind of nefarious too.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's all out of greed.
Yeah.
None of them are nefarious for nefarious sake.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And so it came to light that like I kind of nudged you when Daniel Craig read the blood toxicity report at the end, because I was like, I know there was not going to be morphine in his system. And
especially because like he was reading it, like you see he was reading it in the back when Marta was like confronting the family. And I was like, oh wait, why is he not in frame? Or why is he like
why
in
is
the
he
back
still
there?
in frame? Yeah. So I thought it was going to be an elaborate thing. But it kind of became like confirmation bias a little bit, because like with the arson at the medical clinic and stuff, like none of that fit.
No.
So, but I would just be like, someone else did it. Like, I'm right. It's Harlan. Especially because Jamie Lee Curtis said something about her dad loved to play games, and she just kept thinking this whole thing was just one last game that he had done. And she was just hoping that it would be revealed or something, like that there would be a revelation that would help her feel better about his death.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So that was my theory for most of it. My initial theory for like half a second before I started meeting the characters, because Marta comes in and Meg, the girl in college, comes up and hugs her, and she's like, "You're one of the family." And I was like, that was a weird line. Like that she made mention of that. Yeah. So that's what I thought. But what was your theory, Victor?
I thought it was Marta at the beginning.
The nurse, the main character.
Because I don't know, just she's kind of like the nice one. Everyone else is kind of like very nefarious, like you were saying. And then, well, I think the first scene you see her, she's in her house and her sister is like watching some murder movie or whatever, and she looks very griefed. So I was like, oh, why is she so like down? Because she's just a nurse. But then like as soon as like, because once they start interviewing her, you kind of see the story play out how it actually happened. So it was like, oh, it's definitely not her then, because nobody reveals that so early on.
Yeah, that was a little out of place. That's again like gave credence to my Harlan theory that he had elaborated this little setup for her, like that was part of the game. It was just revealed so early that you're like,
it can't be.
Yeah.
And then I was just after that, it was me jump between Ransom and Harlan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just because they had that fight in the other room. And I was like, okay, maybe there's some elaborate plan there.
Yeah, I don't know why it never really crossed my mind that it was Ransom, like outside of
it's like the too obvious one.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know, just the fact that he was like helping, and he was still kind of helping in like a greedy way.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, this movie is extremely well written.
It's like he's making up for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
That thought popped in my head like a few times throughout the movie. And it's like, this movie's really good. Thanks for screwing up The Last Jedi. What was Blanc's big reputation? He was like some infamous detective, PI.
Yeah, and there was an article written about him. So that's how Ransom knew about him, and that's how Linda knew about him.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis's character. I really liked the first act of this movie.
Yeah, where all the interrogation, you kind of see the party happen before, like the night of the party, how it happened from everyone's eyes. It's
like a series of unreliable narrators. Yeah, I loved that. But go ahead.
I liked how, like, was it? You say Linda was her name?
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis's character.
Linda, and who was Zod?
Walt.
When they both told their sides of the stories, like every time it flashed back to like their father getting like the birthday cake, it was always them telling the story that was next to their father.
Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It was like a find Walt, or like, find the differences between these two pictures kind of thing. I like that.
Yeah. And there was just certain things, like someone would say a line or whatever, and then the next time they showed that scene, like that person wouldn't say that line.
Yeah.
And it's just, maybe because the person didn't hear it or they just didn't recall it or where, I really liked that. And all the characters, they felt like a family.
Yeah. Actually, before I forget, you notice a lot of the flashback scenes, they played like a double duty. So there's one scene, like they had more than one role. Like they showed this, like that scene where they, I think it was Richard, Linda's husband, called over Marta.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, oh, like I was always treated like the family. And that was like Richard calling her over. And that was the scene you saw. But then I can't remember who was telling the story, what the flashback was about, but like they were talking about immigrants, Mexicans coming into the US and thinking it's like their country and stuff. And because Marta's family is from,
they never established actually where she was from.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was a running joke throughout, that every time they talked about her, they're like, her family's from Paraguay or her family's from Barcelona or whatever.
But like that was the opening to that scene, like, or not. Yeah. So I kind of like that. Because it's kind of like using the same line again. Like, you should have been at the funeral, but I was outvoted. Like that came up, what, 2 or 3 times?
Yeah. I wanted you at the funeral, but I got outvoted. And and if you do your math, you're like, I don't think. Can't all have been outvoted.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you don't see that too often.
Like that's what it comes down to, is this movie's just really well thought out, really exceptionally
well written and well shot.
Yeah. Unless like the script had extensive notes, like I don't think this could have been made by anyone other than Rian Johnson. Like in the sense of like, cause he wrote it. Like if it was some other writer, like you'd have to be really collaborative with the director in order to get that across. Cause like there's so many flashbacks. And again, as you said, like you get a flashback and you get a little bit more of that scene and it changes the context of the original flashback.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. And it's so funny too.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah.
Especially what was it, all those scenes with like Chris Evans.
Yeah.
He kind of stole the room.
Yeah.
Whenever he was on screen. He was just good.
Yeah. He was the only one who was like outrightly funny. Like everyone else, it was all very dry. Like no one was funny. It was all funny scenarios or like, why would you say that to somebody or whatever, right? Chris Evans was the only one who was outright saying funny things with the intention of like, this is funny. It's going to make people in the room laugh. It's going to make the audience laugh.
Actually, one thing that didn't make sense. So who was the housekeeper?
Fran.
So she had a suspicion that Ransom was the killer. So she sent him like a what was it? The header of the toxicity report.
Yeah.
To him saying like, I know what you did. They met up at this abandoned dry cleaner. And that's where he stabbed her with like the morphine syringe.
Yeah.
And injected her with like, I'm assuming another 100 milligrams, some ridiculous amount. So when did that happen?
It was, the original meeting was at 8 a.m.
Okay. So,
and it was written on the letter. Like it said, I know what you did. Meet me at this place at 8 a.m.
Okay. That's why he tore off.
He ripped that part off and told Marta to meet at 10.
But she was still alive at 10.
Yeah. I don't know how that worked. Maybe he didn't quite give her enough because he wouldn't have known.
I mean, 3 milligrams is, was it the recommended dosage? Anything more is a lot. So unless he was just like very careful.
Because I don't think he knew exactly how much to give to kill someone.
No. But like if you give someone a syringe, like, give them a toxic amount, you probably pull majority of that syringe. I
actually thought the same thing too. That was just like, how is she still alive? If you're supposed to die in 10 minutes, then this is 2 hours later. Maybe you didn't give her enough, but you'd think mixed with the chloroform he shoved over her mouth like that would have killed her. Yeah,
that's the only thing that kind of like pulled me out a little bit because I had to like kind of rethink that scene. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there was anything else that really stood out to me. Anything for you?
No, like as far manner? As like a hole,
or like a donut, you know,
a donut with another donut. See, now I'm just imagining like Casey Affleck doing that, or like, it's just like, see, it's like I lost my voice. Wait, it's out by the car. There you go. I got it. It's like a donut with a hole in it, but the donut hole is another donut. And it's got a hole. That line would work for Boston. We got it at Donkeys.
That's such a stupid line.
Yeah. So great. It's weird that like it was a good plot device. I've never heard that before, that someone has been so afraid to lie that they throw up.
Yeah. That was like Marta's one big little weakness.
Yeah.
It's a very good like trigger to like throw up. Mm-hmm. Imagine you just wanted to throw up on command. The sky is blue. Shit. The sky is orange.
I don't know, like, because I don't think it's just the fact that she's lying. I think she feels bad about the lie, right? Not to poke holes in your little joke there, but the sky being orange.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if she wanted to throw up,
yeah,
like you couldn't just be like, that light's off, and then be like, ugh. Like it would be like
a superhero at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think how did she describe it at the beginning of the movie? It was like, it's like the thought of lying like makes my stomach turn or something like that.
Something like that.
What a weirdo.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you predict that she was lying at the end when she got the phone call?
Yeah, because I was like, 2 hours. Well, I couldn't remember what the time, the original time. So I was like, an hour, because Ransom was with her for a while and blah, blah, blah. I was like, highly unlikely, but neat.
Yeah. I also thought like, because there's one point in it where she lies when she's like standing outside her car, and she just says like no when she's supposed to say yes or something like that. Yeah. And then she goes into her car and throws up into a big gulp. Mm-hmm. And then Daniel Craig goes and comes into and sits in the car with her. And I was like, how is he not like, it smells like barf in here? Like,
that's what I said. That's what I thought.
There's a hole for it. There's a little donut hole.
Maybe she threw up in like a slush, like he was still slushy in there and just smelled like, oh God.
Yeah, I guess in a less well written movie, there would be the moment of like, are you going to drink that? Like, can I have a sip? I am parched.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of, I was like, no, that'd be weird.
That's too lowbrow for this movie.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say I didn't like, but again, this is like a very small complaint, is I really liked the family, and then they kind of just disappear after the will's read. Mm-hmm. Like it's very much about the family when they're all suspects, and then after Marta we see the flashback where how Harlan actually dies. They kind of drop off a little bit, and then once the will is read, they're kind of just, they might as well not be there anymore.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like ticked by that, because that's what they sell the movie on too, is like this family's dysfunctional and they're all murder suspects. And so that was kind of like a letdown in a way, but the rest of the movie is good enough.
It's a lot of characters. The first act is all about the family. The second act is Marta and Ransom.
Yeah, Marta kind of trying to cover up her crime.
Yeah, and then third act kind of brings it all together.
Yeah, I really like that sequence where she was like walking through the grounds with him.
Yeah,
where she's like keeps trying to cover her tracks, literally covering her tracks,
just walking through it, and like erasing that videotape, the VHS tape. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that was the point. Like that was the joke that the guy said. He's just like, oh, it's all different now. I keep up with the newest technology.
2 of the 3 screens are just noise.
Just the old static snowflakes. And like the dog keeps bringing back the piece of terrace that broke off when she was climbing and stuff. And
well, actually, the dog only brought it back once, didn't she?
Brought it back twice.
Oh, once. Oh, yeah, first time. And
then she threw it. And then later on in the movie, brought it right to Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this movie a lot. I think I might end up purchasing this one.
Yeah, it's good. I really like this one. Do you think I think I would watch it again, but I'd watch it with someone
who has not seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like kind of get, it'd be interesting to kind of like pause the movie.
Yeah.
And get, what do you think?
What do you think's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said earlier, like I didn't ever really suspect Ransom. So I wonder if that's like on the movie or not, that I just wanted him to have not killed him or not.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's a weird way of saying it. But like, I was just wondering, like, if it was just because I was so convinced of my own theory that I just missed it, or if it was the movie was really good at throwing red herrings and making him not look evil. What do you think?
I think it's a bit of both. Because like the fact that he offers to help Marta and everything, and like how he kind of like wants to just basically turn on his family.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of, I was kind of hopping back and forth between like, oh, maybe it was just a big grand scheme and Ransom doing it.
Yeah, I did kind of believe him though, when he was just like, you know what, you're going to keep the money because screw him. That's why. But you're still going to give me my money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I get that. I wish they had shown more of Harlan and Ransom's relationship, though, because we were kind of just told about Ransom for most of the party.
Yeah.
Like how they love to have fights with each other in front of everybody. And we never got to see that. And it seemed like when they were in the cafe after the will reading and Marta's telling Ransom what's going on, like it seemed that Ransom really did cherish his relationship with his grandfather. Mm-hmm. And so you're like, oh, I wish I had seen some of that.
Yeah. Actually, did you, so when they were all at the will reading or afterwards, when people were just like, the kids were just like Googling terms for whatever it was. I can't remember what the terms were.
Oh, just like for reasons why Marta couldn't get the ransom or get the inheritance. Thank you. That word just left my brain.
And like, it was Meg's mother that brought it up. What's it called?
Slayer. The Slayer thing.
Yeah. So if the person who inherited the stuff kills the guy, then they don't get it.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, so maybe, I think at that point I was like, okay, maybe I was trying to connect. I was like, okay, maybe she didn't, it makes it look like she killed them, but she definitely didn't do it. And that's probably one of the things. And someone's trying to like frame her.
Yeah.
I was like, but I couldn't really connect the dots at that point. But I was like,
It could have been a double blind though, where it's like she makes herself the most obvious suspect to make herself the least obvious suspect. If it was her, if I don't know if you're still on the thought of Marta killed her or not, killed him.
I have no idea where I was at that point.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was one of those movies that like makes you think, but like it's not depressing.
Yeah, and it looked really nice too. Like it had a very distinct look. I think at one point someone describes Harlan's house as a clue board.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like, and like everyone had a distinct. I think everyone pretty much wore the same wardrobe throughout the entire movie, but
pretty much. I noticed like I didn't notice enough characters with like, oh, this character only wore these colors, and this character only wore these colors. But like, no, I think the set was very well dressed. And like I noticed, like my eyes kind of wandered almost every scene, which was really nice. So you gotta like pick out a bunch of stuff.
It kind of reminded me of the house in Casper.
Didn't see that movie. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah,
can't picture it.
You would saw it as a kid, but yeah,
there's a lot of things I would have seen as a kid, but I didn't.
Yeah, but it kind of reminded me of that if it was like restored and had stuff in it, but like it was just like one of those big mansions. I guess it was just that type of house, but. Yeah, I really like this movie. I highly recommend it.
Faux show.
Yeah. Victor, do you have anything else to say about this movie?
Not really. Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah. This movie is just fantastic. I don't know what to say.
I'd be really interested to kind of like hear what people's theories are like throughout each act.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that would be really interesting. So like if you've seen this movie
and a bunch of friends who haven't, get them together after the movie comes out on Blu-ray, or you just pause it at the end of each act.
Like leave a comment. Like who'd you think was the killer? Like throughout the movie, like who popped into your head?
Actually, I have one more thought. Okay. I did predict something.
Yeah.
That the note that Harlan wrote Linda, that was like the cheater's note or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I did predict that it was invisible ink.
Yeah, same. As soon as you open it, I was like, I can still see the pen marks on there.
Oh, I didn't see that, but she had this whole game with him, and like
and she was looking through them.
Yeah, she was looking through the same type of paper earlier when crying when she was reminiscing about her dad, and yeah,
I can't believe he just left it there, just left it on his desk. What the hell?
Everyone was a douche, so he was like, there's nothing incriminating here. I will just leave it here for someone else to clean up. He's rich, right? It's like, not my problem anymore.
True.
Like, even if he found it and he did read it and it said he's cheating, he would have just burned it and left the ashes there, right? Like,
accurate.
He was a douche, that Richard.
What a dick.
Yeah, this is one of those movies where people clapped at the end of it.
Yeah. It's probably the same kind of people that would clap when the plane lands.
You know what I realized today? That
people suck.
That clapping is just you high-fiving yourself. And so when people clap, it's just like, I made a good decision.
I wonder when the jazz hands is going to catch on and the clapping fades away. Because for places like that, I'd be fine with that. What was the school again?
It was Oxford. One of the oldest schools in history.
Anyways, should we wrap it up there?
Might as well. I don't think I have anything else to say about this movie. Just really, really good. I'm so glad it was. I spent a year being hyped about this movie.
Was I hyped for it too? I knew I was hyped for it when the
trailer came out. Yeah, you were pretty excited about it because this is your favorite genre, right?
One of them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, let us know what you think about the movie. And feel free to get in touch with us directly at averageuninformed@gmail.com.
Next week, we're going to do another Rian Johnson movie.
Shit.
You're going to love it.
No, I don't think I will. Bye.
Bye.